And as part of Bridgework, we wanted to bring some of those students out of their different departments to talk to you and also to talk to one another. Environmental change and challenge is not just one department's province. It is relevant to the research and teaching and learning that we do across all of the divisions and departments, academic and otherwise, at this institution and at every institution. And we're delighted to have a real mix of disciplines here today. We have geology, we have engineering. Dr. Hanrahan said we need engineers involved in this. We have theology and ministry. We have meteorology and environmental science and chemistry. So how about that? And we have 6 really wonderful students to talk to you today. They're going to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sidney Nobel. I'm from Powhatan, Virginia. I'm a senior here at Valpo, geography and environmental science major. And I want to thank my grandparents for coming out today, all the way from Virginia, to come watch this. So I did research on emerald ash borer impact on forest composition. Emerald ash borer is an invasive species from Asia. It feeds on the ash trees, and it was first spotted in 2002 in southeastern Michigan. So we were kind of in an epicenter for the area to study the impact of emerald ash borer on forest composition. So it eats the phylum of the trees, which is it's the transportation system in the tree that where the carbohydrates go up to the tree leaves and down into the roots as well. It is believed that it will wipe out nearly 100% of all ash trees in the United States, which is very devastating for both carbon storage, and also it's in a lot of cities, and there's also stands in North America of just pure black ash in its habitat for many wildlife species. And so far, EAB has costed the United States $10.7 billion on just trying to control it and replacing these ash species. Thus, it is imperative to understand the consequences we are facing from this invasive species. So I did this study just in Porter County, just northeast of town, at a place called Moraine Nature Reserve. Emerald ash borer was first spotted here in 2006. And I did dead ash sites and then random sites in the forest, comparing species composition underneath these, because ash trees, once they die, they leave a large canopy gap. And so here's a picture of the canopy gap, and then also vegetation surrounding one of the dead ash trees at one of my sites. So I examined species composition underneath the dead ash tree canopy gaps versus random areas of the forest. And then I measured the canopy cover to make sure there was a difference between the areas as well. And I randomized it by using computer-generated compass points and paces. And then I used a Mann-Whitney U-test to find the significance of it. So what I found was there was significantly more invasive plant species at these dead ash sites. 18.9 was the average at the ash sites, and then random sites was 2.6 species of invasives. And this was at the 99% confidence level. So this is the density of species underneath each of the sites. And these top 4 species are invasive species. And you can look at the densities of these compared to the random sites in the forest. And the numbers are much higher for your dead ash sites. And then all the rest of these are native plant species. So what does this mean for climate change? So the range of emerald ash borer is limited by winter temperatures of -22 degrees Fahrenheit, which seems really cold, but in the northern United States, it gets that cold a lot during the winter. And so emerald ash borer can't overwinter there, and it can't survive there. So it has yet to reach stands of black ash in northern United States and Canada, where these stands are completely just pure black ash, which is the Forest Service is already looking into what can they do to replace these stands once emerald ash borer comes. And what I found is emerald ash borer is also helping the spread and growth of invasive plant species. These invasive plant species have early leaf phenology, which means they leaf out before native plant species. And this can outshade native plants and outcompete them for resources. And this can disrupt the local ecology of the area, harming pollinators, allowing for more erosion, and disrupting other ecosystem services. And invasive plants already cost the United States $144 million per year. So here's a map of all, the green is the range of all ash species in the United States. And this is from 2012. The red dots are where emerald ash borer was detected in the county of that state. And now here is a map from 2018, this month. And you can see where emerald ash borer has now spread. And it is already approached into Minnesota and the UP and into Manitoba, Canada. So what can be done? So the biggest thing is emerald ash borer is inedible, unfortunately. But what you can do is garden with native plants. Don't plant invasives. These invasives are primarily spread by humans and by gardening with invasives. And you can look up a really great site for native plants is the Midwest Native Plant Society. And then remove invasives from your property. Also, do not transport firewood, as this is the main way EAP spreads. And also, when you go outside and are hiking or doing any outdoor activity, please clean your hiking gear, because a lot of these invasive plant species spread on human hiking gear and clothes as well.